How did you end up with her?
She chose me. We'll get into it. Why don't you start your show?
Yes, you're right.
Man, we're just going to blow all our good questions. We'll get to the show and it'll just be like, so, do you like, do you like basketball and stuff? Because we'll just ruin all our good stuff.
Yeah.
Raise it high, cold beer stories under the sky, cryptids crawling, ghosts in the grave, something calling your name again. We don't run, we don't hide, we just take it in stride. One more round, one more side.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Kraken Cans Cast, the podcast where we crack open a cold one and dive into the weird, the haunted, and the straight up cursed. And tonight we got a special guest with us.
Yeah, we do have a special guest. So, as you guys know, I feel like we've been talking about it for a while. We've been wanting to bring a second show on. And so this is going to be our first episode of our second show. And we are super pumped to bring on Ashley from Ghost Gossip Podcast. So, Ashley, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We're super excited that you wanted to come on.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. You reach out. I'm sure you know you're an interview podcast, so I'm sure you reach out to a lot of people. Sometimes it's exhausting reaching out to people.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. I did not start out as an interview podcast. I started out as just a haunted stories. And then as I've gone over the past 4 years, I've kind of evolved and I'm still evolving. So I don't just want to be an interview podcast, but it's one of those things that, you know, it's ever evolving and you just kind of have to follow the flow wherever it goes.
Yeah. And I feel like it's so difficult to just be consistent maybe you don't have the problem being consistent when it's just you by yourself. But man, I struggle with consistency when it's just me. That's why we work good together because I feel like when one of us is burned out, the other one's good to go and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard because I'm a one-woman show over here. So when I get burnt out, I'm just really dependent on my schedule because I'm 9 weeks ahead right now. So I can burn out's easier. But like I said, I started this almost 4 years ago. And at one time, I describe it as paycheck to paycheck. It was week to week. I was killing myself to try to stay ahead of it. And there was just no way to get ahead. And it wasn't until this year that I've actually been able to get ahead. And that's where the interviews have come so helpful because I have so many of them. I'm able to schedule them out and then that allows me to rest. But before that, there was no consistency, especially when I worked full time. There was no consistency in doing this. It was, if you have families, this is a hobby. Like this gets pushed back.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we know it. We both have 3 small children each. So it is just, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Somehow we
between the
fit
three of us,
this in.
we have 9 children between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So many kids.
Oh man. Yours are a little bit older.
Teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ours are all 6 and under.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a motley crew, but we have fun together. So you talked a little bit about your show, but tell us just a little bit. How did it all start?
So Ghost Gossip was born at 4:00 in the morning one day. I was walking. I had bought a haunted house. I was processing everything that was happening in the house. And I was doing 75 hard. So I was up at the butt crack of dawn and I was walking and I was I loved paranormal stuff. I loved the shows and everything, but I was listening to a podcast and I was walking the neighborhood and I'm I just need to talk about it. And I was already doing a podcast in another area that wasn't paranormal. So I knew I could do it. And I was like, ghost gossip. I can gossip about ghosts. And it just it hit me during that walk. And so I didn't know how to start. I didn't know a thing about paranormal. I knew that I was sensitive. I didn't know I was psychic or a medium or anything like that. I just knew I was sensitive to energies and stuff. I knew I was an empath, and I knew my house was haunted, but that was all I knew. And so I just kind of jumped in head first. And I really was hoping my husband would do it with me. And he does every 6 weeks or so, but this isn't his thing. He likes it because I like it, but that's about it. So he'll travel with me. He'll go to all the haunted locations with me. He'll sit in for the researched episodes. But other than that, he's just my biggest fan. He'll just be like, go babe, you got this. And yeah, and then it's just kind of evolved from there.
So did you know your house was haunted when you bought it?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if that was something you were searching for.
No. Now, now I would buy something to not live in and to like run as like a research type investigative house. But I would never, well, I say that my house is haunted now. I don't say it's haunted. People who are not me would say my current house is haunted. I have spirits that are here, but they don't haunt in the typical sense of haunting, if that makes sense. They don't move things. I don't hear voices. They're not knocking on the walls. They're not throwing things like my last house, but they are here, but nobody really knows they're here unless you're sensitive and you can feel them. So I know they're here. I can feel them come in and out. I've seen people in the house. I've seen the shadows in the house and stuff, but I am who I am. Whereas other people, no clue. My last house, everybody that came into that house had some kind of experience. You would hear a bang. You would hear the baby gate would just rattle in the middle of the night. You'd hear footsteps. You would hear voices. Lights would come on and off and they would flicker. I mean, it was just always something. So it's a very different experience. But no, we did not know. I knew the house felt funny when I went in to walk around, but it was a really oddly shaped house. Like it had 3 floors. The basement was a full basement, like 1,800 square foot basement, huge. The staircase kind of wrapped around to go to the first floor. The first floor was weird. It's very choppy. And then the second floor was even weirder. And there was a hidden like room behind a a bookshelf. There was 2 master bedrooms because the house was built for 2 adults. It was a mother and her son that lived there. And they lived together until they died. A little weird dynamic, but I learned a lot about these people. And yeah, the house was just really kind of an odd layout. And it had sat vacant for 4 years. So when I came in, the energy in the house felt stagnant. And there was also 32 mirrors in the whole house, all
Wow.
facing each other.
No.
It was a vibe, okay? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what was this person doing? I thought it was like a happy ending studio, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, what were they
Yeah,
doing
what is-
down here? And
That's a lot of
so
mirrors.
yes, and I I would not get rid of them. I'm like, oh hell no, you're not setting me up for bad luck. Oh no, no, no. So we put them in a storage room, and when we sold that house, I hired a junk removal company, and I made them throw them away.
There
It's
you
like,
go. Yeah.
not me.
Did you know you were sensitive before you moved into that house, or did that kind of trigger everything?
I knew I was sensitive. I've always known things that I shouldn't know. I've always been able to read people like not the normal read people. I've always been able to do things like that. And I just thought, I'm sensitive. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like anything more than that because stuff like that doesn't happen to weird people like me or normal people like me. Like weird and normal, that's kind of an oxymoron. But you know what I mean? Like I'm not special. I don't, I just, I pay attention to patterns, I'm observant. But no, I know things that I should not know, and they're never helpful, like to any really truly. But I know things about people I shouldn't know. It wasn't until I was in this world and I was started to astral project. I started to have like sleep paralysis. I started to really have these visions and hear like it's clairaudient. I would hear things, but I always thought I was going crazy. But so I didn't know there was names for all these things. And so I started talking to psychic mediums. I won an actual reading for free. And she goes, "You're a psychic medium." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Yeah, you are." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Yeah, you are." And then I met another one and they're like, "You're a psychic medium." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then I met another one and I was like, "Why do y'all keep telling me this? Y'all lying to me." And then I met another one. And this last one is actually a good friend of mine. And she goes, "Ashley, you are a psychic medium. You don't have to see them in front of you like other people see them in front of you. It's okay. Your gifts are a little bit different, and that's okay." And I was like, "Okay." And in the words of my husband, you never get used to it.
So can you tell when other people are like you? Like other
Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes, yes, just listening to their stories, sometimes I'm like, dude, you realize you're just like out there putting out this light and they're just like coming right to you, right? Like there's a reason why you're seem to have a lot going on. Like it's just, from what like Jessica says, it's a light. Like she sees like a different light coming from people. And I've heard that before. I don't see no light. But I can feel their energy. And sometimes people just have such a high vibration and they're just like, there's something about them. And sometimes it's that whatever it is, there's something about them. And that's what it is.
Okay, cool.
Is that the same too if you, I don't know, come in contact with somebody that is just an evil person? They give
Oh,
off
I
kind
can
of,
spot them a mile away.
yeah.
I don't like them. My girls are like, they'll come up to me and I'll be like, I don't like them. And they're like, Mama, you don't know. And I'm like, I don't like them. And they're like, you don't like anybody. I'm like, okay. And then like a month later, Mom, you were right. I'm like, tried to help you. Mom tried to help you. I've told my husband, I walked up to him, but he's talking to somebody at work. And I'm like, snake in the grass. He's like, Ashley. I'm like, what? I'm like, just be careful.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Why can't I have lottery numbers? Why can't that happen?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be great, actually. But yeah, no, nothing helpful. Nothing. I mean, no, there has been things that I know because of my abilities. We have some things that happen in our lives that I warn my husband, like I'll get premonitions. I'm like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, and then it will happen. And then he'll get upset. And I'm like, I told you. And he's like, well, I didn't. I'm not ready for it. It doesn't matter if you told me. I'm like, oh, I tried to warn you. Okay.
Yeah, I could not have any kind of power. It would go to my head.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely go to your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You'd not be using that for good at
You'd
all.
be dressed up like a wizard or something.
You're right.
You
Yeah.
are a wizard, Harry.
Yeah. I'd be like Snape walking around. It'd be insane.
I should. I should. There was something going around Instagram the other day, and it was somebody with a cape on, and they had grown their hair out, and they're just like have like the camera down on the floor, and you just see a cape walking by, and they said, "I don't need a cape. This is all I'm going to do all day, just a cape." I should do that in my house and just see how long it takes my kids to say something to me.
It's awesome. So, would you consider yourself more of like a paranormal investigator or like a paranormal researcher? Because in my mind, those are two separate things. Somebody that really wants to dive into the paranormal and understand it versus somebody that just wants to get into the haunted locations and find some stuff.
Say neither. I like to say I'm a storyteller. I love to go to locations, but I'm not an investigator. People say all the time, you go, you're an investigator. I'm like, listen, bro, like, I'm a horrible investigator. I'm going to whisper. I'm going to get bored. I'm going to wander off, and then I'm going to get lost and freaked out a little bit. And I like to go to bed by like 11. Like, why can't we do daytime investigations? Like, come on. I'm old. I want to go to bed. So I'm not really an investigator. I love going on investigations, but I have to go with people that I trust. One, because because of my abilities, I can spot a liar a mile away. And so I get really weird when I'm with people and I know that they're manipulating evidence, and I shut down real quick, and I'll just be like this the whole time.
Scowl.
Like,
Yeah.
I hate you.
The scowl that your
then-
kids are used to seeing.
Yeah, it's the mom look. Oh yeah, I'm like I'll just be looking at people like, there's one place that I won't go back because of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, this place is haunted. There are spirits here, but this person keep doing what they're doing, and you're going to ruin it for everybody. And so as far as a researcher, I don't have the mental capacity to do heavy research. So I love to hear stories, and I kind of learn through stories, but I'm not doing like hardcore research. But I love telling the stories of others. I love having the privilege of people sitting down with me and sharing sometimes some of the most vulnerable times of their life, and using my I want to say channel. It's not really a channel, but my show to share that experience. And I found that it can be so healing, not just for me, for what I went through with my ghost, because it was traumatizing. He was an asshole, and he made my life a living hell for 2 years. But other people it helps them process sometimes, and they know they're not crazy because they're talking to somebody who's like living it. And so I like to say I'm a storyteller and a little bit of a healer. That's what I like to say.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So what I know you said about growing not growing up, but buying a haunted house and being sensitive and stuff. But as far as like other major sightings and events that happen in your life.
I've had a lot.
Yeah. So are
Yeah.
there like what is one that just stands out to you?
The first one I've ever had, So I had two that happened very close together, and I tell this story, and I always preface this by, because I've been doing this for years. If people hear it one time and I say this is the first and the other that's the first, I was 13. Okay, I had two happen right together, so it was a shared experience with my father and my mother, and it was really cool because I was babysitting, and it was my parents' friends, and they had taken me to their house, and I was really excited. It was like my first babysitting gig. And where I am, downtown is a little hilly. So we had to like park on the street. And I got really excited. So I ran up the stairs to their front door. But my parents, they were behind me, but they weren't like right behind me, but they were close enough to hear what was about to happen. I rang the doorbell, and this little itty bitty dog, like in my mind, I see a dachshund or a weenie dog. I see this just little brown dog at the bottom of the door. Now, I don't see him physically, but in my mind, telling you the story, that's kind of the vision I have. But I heard this little itty bitty dog at the bottom of the door scratching and barking. And I was so excited because I love dogs. And I'm like, oh, they have a dog. Not only do I get to make some money, but they have a dog. They open the door and there's no dog. And I was like, and I looked at my dad, because my dad's a big dog person. Like, my dad literally just left. I got a hug and a half from my dad. He literally hugged my pit bull for like 20 minutes while he was here, because my mom won't let him have a dog. He was just like, you're such a good boy. I'm like, hey, Dad. So I looked at my dad, and we didn't say anything or anything. So throughout the night, I would hear the dog, but I wasn't snooping, because I'm thinking if they put the dog away, there's a reason they put the dog away. So when they got back, I was laying on the couch. The owner walked in and kind of stood in front of me. And I remember sitting up off the couch, and I was like, hey, where's your dog? And he froze, and he looked over at my dad, and he was like, you know what's so funny is your dad asked me the same question. Our dog died 6 months ago. And we hear him, but we never know who hears him, so we don't say anything. So my mom, my dad, and myself heard the dog at the bottom of the door, and the dog was not there.
Oh, that's crazy. Now your dad heard it too?
Yeah, and my mom.
Crazy.
So
Oh.
after I started the podcast, I share that story a lot, because I think people wrong word. I think people assume anything with spirits or ghosts is scary. And so I love to share that story because it's so wholesome and sweet. And it's a dog. Like, most people, unless you're a fucking monster, most people love dogs, So it's just that, like, you can have encounters and then they not be scary or violent or petrifying. Like, this was a sweet little moment with a dog that wasn't even mine.
I feel like I'm one of those people that think everything's going to be scary.
I was going to say, are you one of those people that hate dogs? Are you a
No.
sociopath?
He's a cat person. Don't let him fool you.
I'm a cat guy. Dogs are all right, but I am a cat guy.
I love cats too, but I will hang up on this show right now. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I like dogs.
Yeah.
Go leave.
Just kick him out. Just kick him out. We'll
Sorry, you
finish.
gotta go. You
That
gotta go.
dogs are all right. I got a
I'm
dog.
your host now.
I mean, I like dogs. They're cool. I got one.
I have one back there. So if you see something move right here, it's not my ghost. It is just my dog. She's sleeping
be
back
your
there in that corner.
It could be your dog, or it could be. We were talking earlier about your doll back there. Can you tell us a little bit about the doll? Just a little bit.
Berta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Roberta. She is 58 years old. She chose me. It was kind of like being adopted by a cat, like the cat distribution system, the dog distribution system. She chose me. So Roberta actually lived with Jocelyn, who's a dear friend of mine. She collects haunted dolls. She collects negative haunted dolls. She got Roberta early on in her collecting when she first started learning, or she was very scared of dolls. So when she started with more positive dolls. And then as she's evolved, she's gone to more negative. She's very good with the negative dolls. This girl, listen, no, I can handle negative spirits. I can be just as sassy as they are. I really don't want to bring them in voluntarily. So I had done an episode last September with Jocelyn, and I did not meet Roberta during the interview, but she was in the room. And it was a couple months later, and Jocelyn and I had met at Belvoir in Missouri, and we had a great time. Well, it was months after that, I was dreaming, and I was at Belvoir with Jocelyn. And in my dream, my pit bull and my dad, weird how that just came full circle.
Wow. Yeah.
They were there too. My dad loves my pit bull. He took him to Belvoir. And Jocelyn comes busting into my room in the dream, throws herself down on my bed. And she's like, I'm scared. I'm scared. Help me. I'm scared. And I'm like, because if you know Jocelyn, if you follow her, this girl's not scared of anything. So in my dream, I'm like, if you're scared, I should be terrified. Like, what's going on? I woke up and I didn't say anything to her because spirits will communicate with me in my dreams, but I never know unless it's somebody I know is dead and they're talking to me and they're like family or friends that I've lost. I never know if it's a spirit or not until like later on it like hits me. I'm like, oh, that was a dead person. All right. So I just chopped it up to it was a weird dream. You know, maybe it was the melatonin. I don't know. A few days later, she made a post on Facebook about her positive dolls being scared of her negative, and a couple of them were asking to leave. She didn't know what to do because the way she looks at dolls, she doesn't look at them as objects. She looks at them like children. She's their caretaker. She takes it very seriously, and she was genuinely upset that some of her dolls were scared. So I was like, hold up. So I sent her a text and I was like, hey, can you send me a video of your doll room? I think one of your dolls came to me. And I was like, she looks like you. And she's like, okay. So she's recording her room, doesn't even stop on her. And I'm able to screen grab it. And I'm like, her, that's the one. And she's like, that's the one asking to leave. And I was like, are you serious? So that is when I learned that that's how she communicates. Jocelyn waited until after the new year to mail her because she didn't want her to get lost with all the Christmas packages. And
That was this year? Like
December.
December? Okay.
So in January, she mails her, and I'm sleeping. She loves to interrupt my sleep. Love you, mean it, honey. But anyway, she comes in my dream freaking out again. I think she got a little bit of anxiety. It's okay, me too. And I'm like, what is going on? And she was just like in my dream. She really wasn't saying anything. She was just panicking. And I was like, so when she arrived, I opened the door and they had put her on the front porch and her box was crushed. And so I think when her box started getting crushed, she came to me because she was scared. She's porcelain. And she wasn't really like Jocelyn. I mean, I'm going to call her out. She didn't really wrap her up very good. And she was kind of in this big old Amazon box. And I was like, this poor baby thought she was going to get busted up. And so then she's so funny. I'm like laughing with my haunted doll. I know I sound psychotic. Okay. I'm like, woo! Why is there a thumb? Did I trigger something? Anyway,
it happens. Just
It does happen.
We don't know why.
We have absolutely no idea, but it always happens at the best times. It seems like I don't know.
Yeah,
like just crazy. A random thumbs up over here.
Yeah.
So it was when it snowed. So I had gone to the Crescent Hotel for ESP weekend, and I left her here. And when I came back, after I got snowed in Arkansas and I finally got home, it was snowing at home. It was really cold. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I can't escape the snow. Well, while I was gone, nobody was moving her. So I don't leave her in her chair all the time because of my dog. He looks at her like a chew toy. So I will move her to keep her safe. Well, I had left her in her chair right by the window. And it was like the coldest night in February. And that night she came to my dream and I was wrapping her in a scarf and a blanket. I had left her in the window and she was freezing. And so she had come to me to ask for a blanket. And I'm like, so now this doll has a rocking chair and a blanket. And if it's cold, I wrap her up. And if not, I just fold it up and put it under her butt. And then I made the joke when I took my girls to spring break. I was like, I should take Berta. Just kidding, Berta. I can't take you, honey. I can't take you to my parents' cabin. I go to my parents' cabin. I shit you not. I hope I can cuss. I'm a mouth of a sailor.
You're good.
I say, if y'all are drinking beer, I could say a few other words.
Yeah, you got like 12 more.
Yeah.
Until we cut you off. So.
You too. So I shit you not. Now I only got like 11.
Yeah.
On the TV, I could not sleep. And I have this for a reason. On the TV at 2:00 in the morning, I hear nails on the TV, like strumming. And I went, and then my dream, I was at the cabin, at my parents' cabin, and it was like one of those lucid dreams. I'm like walking around and it's really weird. And I'm like, and I look across like a courtyard. We don't have a courtyard. We're not that rich. But like, I look across the courtyard in my dream and she's sitting at the table like, I came anyway. So yeah, she has a sense of humor. She's a nut. I absolutely love her. I had to be quite firm with her. Spirits can affect the energy in the air if they're not happy. And when she first came, she was supposed to stay in the studio because my children are scared of haunted dolls or just dolls in general, no, let alone a haunted one.
Yeah,
And
likewise. That's fine.
isn't she cute though? She's just so
I don't
cute.
mean anything by it or anything.
You gonna make her hate men more.
No,
Stop
no.
listening to her.
I'm not gonna like do anything. I'm just saying I watched Chucky when I was like 6 years old, and it traumatized me for life.
I'm judging your parents real hard right now. What in
I
the
know
world? Why?
for sure. You should for sure.
Well, I need
I've been
parents
dealing with
phone
this
numbers
trauma
right
for
now.
30 years.
Well, I don't like dolls either, but there's something about her. But this day, I had left her up here because originally she was supposed to stay in here, and something woke me up. I went downstairs, and it was like walking through static, and it was real heavy, and it was real negative, and I was like, absolutely not. And I came in here, and I looked at her, and I said, let me explain something to you. I will send you back. If you're going to be here, you will not impact my house. The next day, I called my friend who's a psychic medium. I was like, tell me what's going on. She's like, she says that she thought she was going to be more a part of your family. She didn't realize she was going to be stuck in your bonus room. All she wants is a rocking chair and to watch the birds. So that's what she does all day. I don't force her to communicate. She's not a dancing monkey. I'll bring her in here. She likes to spend time with me. If I'm cooking, I might move her into the kitchen, but usually she stays in her rocking chair. She sits in the living room. And yeah, she's become a part of our family. Like I'll give her little fist bumps every once in a while. I'll be like, what's up, Berta? I did accidentally pop her on the head once, not meaning to. And I was in the middle of an interview and she came and she right on top of my head. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's fair.
Yeah, an eye for an eye.
Yeah.
Now you
I
guys are
guess
even.
so.
Yeah.
I got a question. So you said when you got her, the box was kind of crushed.
Mhm.
So with dolls, if something would happen to the doll would break or whatever. What happens to the spirit?
They can choose their vessel.
Okay.
So she can leave at any time. She's not always here. There's times I don't feel her at all. And there's other times I feel her a lot. And I'm like, oh, you're making me nauseous. Stop it. But yeah, they are not bound. Now, if I put her behind glass, I did tell her that once and she's like, no, don't put me behind glass. So if you do put her behind glass or in a box that can contain them, you set your intention, you can kind of contain them more. But I don't do that to her. I'm like, you're free to go. Like when I was in Arkansas, she came because my friend who's a psychic medium was there. I have multiple psychic medium friends. And she's like, your doll's here. And I was like, no, she's not. She goes, no, she's here. She's like a protector spirit of me now. So she just kind of watches over me. And she's very protective over me. She chose me. So, I think she's pretty cool. I'm used to her. I won't have anything else. Hell no. Mm-mm.
You're going to
Maxed
have like a
out.
whole haunted museum, of just
Nope.
all kind of occult. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, I don't. Mm-mm. Like I have my Ouija board. It's not open. It's just because it's purple and I'm girly and I like purple. It's kind
I
of my
like
thing.
purple. It's not girly. Purple is awesome.
Purple
So,
is awesome. It's
yeah.
a power color.
Yeah. Saying.
Yeah.
I got a quick
I was
question.
going to say bearded dudes can like purple too. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's not girly. It's super cool. It's awesome.
I got a very important question about haunted dolls. Something that just popped in my mind.
Okay.
With like Annabelle and some of these other more infamous dolls, what's your take on them? Do you feel like they're actually haunted or it's more or less just a show just for money?
I just want to put on the record, Annabelle, that I am not the one dissing you. That one of the bearded bros over here is.
Yep.
It's not me.
Yeah, that was Corey. For let the record show, it was Corey.
Is that Corey with a K or a C?
See.
C
And a Y or an I?
a Y and an E.
Yeah.
So
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that one.
Yeah.
I definitely think that there are some dolls that are housing some very negative energies. I do believe they exist. And now I do believe that I'm not one of those people like, oh, you got to believe in it to give it power. I have seen and felt and experienced things that I would have never believed until I experienced it. So it wasn't so much my belief gave it power. It showed me, I have been around dolls that have made me completely sick. When Jocelyn gets a new doll, she'll FaceTime me sometimes, and I'm like, oh my God, no, 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 no. My ears will start ringing. My head will start throbbing. I had one where I was looking at the doll and my back of my eyes started burning. So, like, there are definitely dolls that can house negative entities and energies. It's truly I guess it really depends on who has them and what they're using them for. I do think they can be a money grab, but I do think that there are dolls around that are you don't want to play with. Peggy the doll was one of those dolls in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. I do not think that I will say this. Zach Bagans' collection is absolutely incredible. It is beyond anything I've ever experienced. Will I go back? Hell no. It is overstimulus, like to the max, but his collection is amazing. I'm not saying it was Peggy the doll, but I will tell you, my brother-in-law, my husband, and I all had horrible nightmares, violent nightmares, nightmares that my husband still won't tell me what his nightmare was about. It was so graphic after we went into that museum. And the only thing that I can attribute it to is Peggy the doll, because if you read her report, she gives nightmares. So it was it was bad. Like, we didn't experience anything there. The only thing in the museum that made me sick was the demon stairs from Illinois, or not in Illinois, Indiana,
Indiana. Yeah.
Demon House.
Yeah.
But the nightmares after were absolutely horrible. And when I was sharing this story, I have this video somewhere on my TikTok and Instagram. My toothbrush was in the cup behind me, like in my bathroom, because I have my vanity and my makeup vanity where sometimes I share stories at my makeup vanity because I'm bougie like that. And the toothbrush in the cup behind me comes out of the cup and falls into the sink while I'm sharing that story. And I'm like, it's just weird. Yeah. So I think that they can be cash grabs. However, I don't want to play with them. So like Annabelle, I think you're adorable girl, and Robert the doll. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah. So the big thing with Robert the doll is you call him Robert. You don't call a nickname. It's not Bob. It's not Bobby. So we did an episode on Robert the doll, and I told Corey like the week leading up to it, it's like, hey man, it's Robert. It's Robert the doll.
Dude.
So I come into the episode. It's like, hey everybody, today we're going to learn about Bobby the doll, and it's like, oh no, just instantly, right? Like the first words out of my mouth were Bobby the doll, and it's like, what?
I know.
And I ended up just like, I am very sorry, Robert. I am sorry. I apologize. So yeah, but I think that like I always think of that.
Yeah.
How I braced Corey. Let's just not mess. This was like episode 4.
Did his head go?
Yeah, it did. He's just staring at me like, oh really?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's every time I think of Robert the doll, I always just think of that blunder on my part instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah, Robert. So, funny story about Robert the doll. 2 of my friends, they are the hosts of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Wonderful, wonderful teachers out of Key West, Florida. Beautiful women. I love them so much. They are on my list to go down and see. They have friends that are caretakers of Robert the doll. And so they get to see Robert all the time. And they're so funny because they're like, we're always like, hey, Robert, thank you, Robert, hey, Robert. And I'm
Nothing
like,
but respect.
oh, yeah, I'd be the same way. Okay. Yep. Hi, Robert. Yes. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate it, Robert. See you later, Robert. Have a good day, Robert.
Yeah, he's like a mob boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go in, you pay your respects to him, you ask him if he needs anything, you don't ask anything of him.
You
and
mail
head
him a
on out.
letter if
Yeah,
you accidentally
Yeah.
say something you should. You write your letter?
I never wrote a letter, but I feel like I apologized enough profusely in the moment that I never wrote him a letter.
It's time for me to leave.
It's okay. It's all right. All right, let's move on. Besides Robert and stuff like that, what is your favorite paranormal place?
The Crescent Hotel, hands down.
Okay.
I love
Awesome.
it.
How many times have you been?
2. I went in 2024 with my husband, and we had a really cool shared experience. My husband was a skeptic before we bought our haunted house. He is no longer a skeptic because you stay married to a psychic medium long enough who likes paranormal shit will happen, right? So we went to the Crescent Hotel and we were sleeping, and he was not going to say he was disrespectful. He was never disrespectful. My husband's not a disrespectful person, but there were times during our haunted house situation that he was not very empathetic to what I was dealing with. I had a candle thrown at me, and my husband's like, "Oh, the vibration must have just shook it off the shelf." I'm like, "Oh, did it, Daniel?"
Well, there,
Oh, okay. With telepathy.
there's me at a haunted location.
That's you.
It could easily be the wind or anything. Yeah.
Well, that was always him, and I was like, "Shut up. Shut up." So we were sleeping. It was the first night we were there. My husband had had a seizure like 2 weeks before, and he has epilepsy, so he couldn't drive. So we had landed. We were going to I thought about canceling the trip, and he's like, "No, don't cancel it. It's fine. We'll be fine." So we really needed this trip. It was a very stressful time because he was on his way to take the kids to school, had it while he was driving, and wrecked the car with our 3 kids in the car. So I mean, it was just a really stressful time. We really needed a moment to get away. We had planned this trip. My husband had planned it for me because he knew I really wanted to go. For something about the Crescent Hotel calls me there. I don't know why. I feel very connected to it. I love Arkansas. I'm one of those weird people. I'm like, I want to go to Arkansas.
I lived in Arkansas 3 years. I love that place.
I mean, it's beautiful, and the
Love
roads
it.
are like butter.
Yeah.
They take care of those roads. Not in South Carolina. Heck no. You know
Not
when you're in
Pennsylvania.
Georgia.
Oh, if you think South
Oh,
Carolina's bad, come
yeah,
up to
yeah.
Pennsylvania. We're voted
Whew.
like worst every year.
Oh, ours is bad too. Oh, geez. Let's see. It's just like, where's our money going? Man, that's a different podcast for a different day.
Yeah.
So we had landed. The turbulence flying into the Midwest. I don't know what it is. It's always horrible. And I was scared. And my husband slept through it. And I'm like trying to like shake him. He's like 6'1". He had a big old beard, big bald dude, like scared of nothing. And I'm like,
He seems like a pretty cool guy.
he is. He's
Yeah,
really
I like
great.
it.
But
I already
sometimes
like him.
he pisses me off sometimes. I'm like, "No, how can you
All
say
right, I
that?"
like him even more.
Hell
That's
yeah.
great.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Get him on here.
That's right. Well, he's downstairs. That out. No, I'm just kidding. But he literally the plane felt like it fell 30 feet out of the air. Like we were hitting some mad turbulence. So like by the time we got to Arkansas, I was a nervous wreck. I'm not sure if y'all have realized this. I am a little spastic, okay? So we get there. I have to drive because he can't drive for 6 months after his seizure. So I'm driving. We get to the hotel. I'm exhausted. I had a drink. We go to bed. Well, while we were having a drink at the bar, I had talked to Travis, the bar manager, and he had told me all this stuff. And I told him, he's like, "You came from South Carolina?" I was like, "Yeah." But anyway, so he had told me they have to close the bar at 11 because it's still a hotel. And they have really strict instructions. If they don't finish cleaning, they have to come back early and finish it in the morning, blah, 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 blah. So he was telling me all this like logistic stuff. And I'm glad he did because it gave me context for what happened at 3:30 in the morning. We were sleeping, and at 3:30 in the morning, my husband and I, at the exact same time, heard scratching going across the ceiling over our heads. Big, deep scratching. And it sounded, and I probably can't do it because Riverside will mute the sound, but just if you have nails or, I mean, hell, just take a brush and scratch the walls, that's what it sounded like. And it wasn't just in one spot, it moved from one side of the room to the other. And I shot up and he shot up, and I was like, Daniel, that's scratching. Daniel, that's scratching on the ceiling. And we both like looked at each other and we laid down and went back to sleep. So it was really cool. And then the next day we're like, okay, well, maybe they were cleaning up. Maybe they were, because we were on the 3rd floor and the bar's on the 4th. We're like, maybe they were just scooting chairs. And they were scooting chairs. That's what it is. They were cleaning up. And I was like, Travis said they close at 11 and it's carpeted. And at the time they had carpet. And so even if they were dragging chairs, we wouldn't have heard it like that. So, and then, we were like, well, maybe it was bats. And I'm like, it's a limestone building. Like, would there be bats between the floors? It's not like the attic was over us. We were between floors. And he's like, maybe rats. I was like, this is still a limestone building. Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the sound, the size of these scratches, it wasn't just a little like a hamster thing. It sounded like giant claws moving at feet, like, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. It was crazy. And then what else happened there? I had some more experiences there, but that was the only one that we had together. The other ones were just my abilities. There was a co-ed that when it was a college, she had fallen to her death, and I got really dizzy and started like, ooh, like, okay, I got to get away. And then when I went to the 4th floor, I got a really bad headache. When we went this last time in January, I had a really cool experience. I had a lot of cool experiences. But my favorite one was we stayed on the 4th floor. It was me and Heather, and we had stayed up till 3 a.m. I already told you, I like to go to bed. Okay. I'm in my 40s. I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. So for 2 nights in a row, I stayed up till 3 o'clock like I was some young party thing, and I was tired. So I'm laying in bed. I'm all curled up. I sleep like a baby at the Crescent. I love the Crescent. I'm like laying there, and Heather and I had heard banging in the hallway. So Heather, being the good, civil human she is, gets up to make sure. Look at the stupid thumb again.
Good story.
Yeah.
Good story. Keep
Like,
going.
what is it, like a trick? Like,
I think
anyway.
it is. It's something with the computer that does it. It's usually
I don't know.
there's my big old thumb gets
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I don't know.
So she goes out to make sure, because something that some people might not know is the owner of the Crescent actually lives on the 5th floor in the penthouse, and the elevator was out. And so we were worried. Well, she was more worried than I was because I was still in bed. She got up to make sure maybe she didn't fall down and was banging for help. So she had gone out in the hall and to see if something was banging, if she was banging, if the owner was, something had happened. So she comes back in, and I hear the door shut. I have my eyes closed. I'm awake, but I have my eyes closed. And in my ear, I hear, "Are you going to get out of bed today?" I sat up and I went, "Did you just ask me if I was going to get out of bed today?" And let me tell you something. Heather's about the sweetest person ever. She didn't have pearls on, but if she did, she would have clutched them. She goes, "No."
I would never.
I know, pretty much. Like, she was like, "Ashley." And I was like, "I think Theodora just asked me if I was going to get out of bed today." So Theodora worked for Norman Baker when it was the Baker's Cancer Treatment Facility. And she was very tidy. And I had told Theodora, because my room got a hot mess, OCD, but also ADHD. So staying up till 3 a.m, I was tired. The ADHD won. My room was a hot mess. And so I had told Theodora, because I had walked in the room and I could feel her judging me. And I had told her the night before, "I'll clean it in the morning. Don't worry, I will clean it. I promise I'll clean it in the morning." So it was like 9:30. She's wanting to know if I'm going to get up and clean my room. And I'm like, but yeah, I thought it was Heather. It was that clear. It was that clear. And like, I was ready to throw hands. Like, I paid for half this room. Like, I will stay in bed as long as I want to.
That's great.
See, not all encounters are scary.
No.
Some of them make me laugh.
So what is your dream place to go though? I know there's probably is like a bucket list.
I have a huge list. So MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary, was on it. I went there in November. I want to go to the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. I went to the Omni Park, or not the Omni Park, the Omni Parker in Boston. Such a cool place. I got hit by my tripod in the middle of the night. That was fun. Don't know who tried to smash me on the back of the head was, but somebody tried to get my attention. Again, I blame my husband for everything. We had done an Estes session. I had walked through a spirit in Granary Cemetery. I think it's Granary. The biggest, it's like 5,000 graves in like an acre space in downtown Boston. And I love Boston. Oh, I love Boston. Everybody sees my hat and they're like, "Oh my God, are you from Boston?" And Bostonians are so proud of Boston. They will like literally come and ask you if you're from Boston. And then they hear me talk and immediately they're like, "You're not from Boston." I'm
Yeah.
like, "No." But
You know how to say your R's correctly so that you just can't be from Boston. Like they
Again.
never say R's.
that's not my opinion. Ghost
Harbor.
gossip.
Go down to the
Ghost
harbor.
gossip loves the Boston accent, everybody. Just saying. So I had walked through a spirit and it stopped me in my tracks. And I was like, "Sorry." And so I went back to the room and I was like, "Daniel, let's do an Estes. I can't do the static." So I had asked him. He's never done it before. And he is under 17 minutes. And he starts flirting with me. And I can't remember everything he says, but like at one point I'm like, "Can you hear me?" And he couldn't hear me. So whomever we were talking with was like flirting. So I had left the tripod of my phone, like my little phone stand. I had left it next to the bed, probably about 4 feet from the bed. And we were going to Salem and Lizzie Borden house the next day. So I was like, I'll just pack it up in the morning. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning and that thing falls over and hits me in the back. And I was like, when I wake up and kind of turn over, I see it like laying on my back. And I look at him because I'm like, did he just hit me with my tripod and like get back in bed? Because of course,
Yeah.
my first instinct isn't
Yeah.
a ghost knocked the tripod over. I'm thinking, did my husband like try to kill me? Because true crime, okay?
Yeah.
He smacked you with it and it's like, she's still breathing. That's as far as I'm gonna go. Go back to sleep.
She made me go under.
Yeah. We'll try again tomorrow.
Right? I'm like, come on, that was a piss poor attempt. This is like a cheap Amazon thing. You know, you have to hit me a little bit harder than that. But he was out. Like, it wasn't him. He's a big guy. You know, he would have, I woke up pretty quick. Like, I think I would have seen him, you know, move, but he was knocked out. So the next day I asked him, I was like, did you get up in the middle of the night? He's no. I was like, the tripod was on my back. Like, it like pushed over on me. And he's like, you couldn't have hit it. I was like, no, I didn't hit it. I said, I was sound asleep and it fell over. So the Omni Parker is really cool. It wasn't like on a bucket list location, but it was really cool to experience. I'm trying to think of my other bucket list. I want to go to Garnett in Kansas. Hopefully you might get there this summer. And then I don't know. I'm one of those weird people. I can literally go anywhere and have an experience because of who I am and because of the little light that I guess that just shines out of people that have high vibration and they're like, over here, come talk to me. And so I don't know. I love it. I love going to haunted locations. So like I get excited about all of them. I don't know.
You'd be like me, that's too dense to ever actually get any kind of. So I swear it's because I'm too dense that I have no paranormal experiences at all.
At all?
Not at all. Well, I mean, okay, so this will like let you know how dense I am.
This is a brand new one too. This just happened. You're gonna
This just happened.
This
Yeah,
just
yeah.
happened.
This just happened like
Fresh off the press.
2 weeks ago. Maybe
Wow.
2 weeks ago. I'm laying in bed, kind of woke up. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I'm laying there in bed, and we have our bedroom and we have a bathroom
Not
in
ours.
our bedroom.
It's
Not
him and his
ours.
wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't judge. Whatever you
It
do.
could be ours.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So there's a bathroom right there in our bedroom, and I heard a growl come from the bathroom.
You sure it wasn't your stomach?
Oh, I am sure. Well, I mean, it very well could have been. Let's be honest. It would be the first time that tricked me, but it was like a distinct, like, it wasn't my cat, because that was the only other thing that could have been in there. It definitely was not, for sure, not my cat. It was this distinct growl, and my gut reaction, right? This will tell you what I'm going to do whenever, like, the shit just hits the fan. I grabbed my covers and rolled over because it's just like, I'm not dealing with that right now. It's 3:30 in the morning. I got to work in the morning. I'm not dealing with that.
I get it.
Yeah.
There's been so many times, like when I had sleep paralysis, one of the last times I had sleep paralysis with my own little sleep paralysis ghostie that used to love messing with my sleep. I looked right at him. I was like, not right now. And I,
Not the day. That's how I really felt with this, like,
bitch,
growl.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Mind your business, you know?
We did have a beer can randomly move the other day when
Oh,
we were
did
doing
have that
the,
too, yeah.
We were doing the witch episode.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
I was
yeah.
pretty
about to
close
ask,
us.
what were you talking about?
Yeah, it was
Witch of Ringtown Mountain. Which was,
Valley.
Ringtown Valley.
Witch of Ringtown Valley, which is like 30 minutes from us, maybe.
Yeah, not even that.
Not even that.
Yeah, that was
What-
interesting.
When you heard the growl, what were y'all talking about? Like, what was your episode that week, or what were you recording that week?
I don't think we were talking about anything crazy. Yeah, it was just like Grafton Monster or something like that. It wasn't any. We haven't been into like any real hardcore, besides the witch, any hardcore
Yeah.
paranormal stuff. Because that wears us out talking about like hardcore paranormal stuff.
Because the last 2 years we've done like Paranormal January.
What's it called?
Paranuary.
Yeah,
Paranuary.
I can't say it to save my life.
So, like, our
Paranuary.
Our whole January is just focused on paranormal, different places. We'd have on some guests. We talk about a lot of different, haunted stories and thumbs up again. See, I don't know.
Yeah, haunted. I mean, haunted locations. Because a lot of times when you're talking about haunted locations, it's not a good background on any of them, So it
No.
definitely wears you out mentally in that way.
Yeah, like we did the last year. We did a 2-parter on Pennhurst, and then this year we did a 2-parter on Trans-Allegheny.
Yeah.
Lunatic Asylum.
So it's like-
bad.
Yeah, it's like the worst, some of the worst, you can find.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
wears you down mentally.
I've done an episode on Pennhurst. I did not. So I've gotten into interviews this last year. I do plan to swing back into my research now that I'm so far ahead. I'm able to research more. Whereas before, like I told you, I'm not a researcher. I lose interest. And even though I love this stuff, I get distracted. I hear a noise, I'm gone. Like it's ridiculous, really. I need help. I need medication or something. I know that. But the interviews have helped me get so far ahead, but I miss the research. But Pennhurst was one of my last deep dives, and it took its toll. Like my husband was like, "What are you telling me about?" Because like he likes this kind of stuff, but he doesn't deep dive into it. But when we're sitting there talking about it, and I worked for the federal court system for a long time too, and knowing that the case that was filed against Pennhurst, and it took so long for it to actually get shut down, it was infuriating for me.
Yeah.
And it was just like they weren't even treated like humans. They were treated
They weren't even treated like animals.
no, they
You
were
know,
treated
like,
worse than
Yeah.
animals. Like, even though I'm the type, my animals are probably treated better than my kids, and my kids are spoiled, but my animals are really spoiled. Like, my dog has a pillow. She's sleeping on a pink pillow in that corner over there.
Does it have her name on it though?
Not yet,
Okay.
but that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
my wife doesn't even give me a pillow to sleep on. My neck's always all kinked up. So
Does she take them and like cuddle up with them?
yeah, like all 12 of them.
Good for
over
her.
there-
I like
over there
her.
with half a sheet and just trying
Mhm.
to take off the fitted sheet just so I can cover myself
Dude
up.
had to pick a sock up off the ground and
Yeah.
cuddle with that.
Yeah.
My husband, I have entered into the next phase of life, which is perimenopause, and it's been
What
really
kind of
great.
show do you think we're running here?
Well, you know what? It's
Go ahead,
welcome.
educate them, educate the people.
I was going to say, you're younger than me, okay? So get ready, because what I'm going to tell you is just wait until your wife's shoulder starts locking up for no other reason than she slept on it. So my poor husband is learning, because like I toss and turn now, because if I sleep on this side, this shoulder locks up, and then I sleep on that side, this shoulder locks up, and I'm like, I can't sleep. So yeah, she's going to need a couple more pillows. You're going to have to like get your own blanket or something, okay?
Well, thank you. Now I
You're
know what
welcome.
I have to look forward to.
Where's the thumbs up? Where is
There's
it
a
now?
thumbs up. Where's
Where is
that?
it now?
Need that big thumb. That doesn't. Yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy.
It
All right.
sucks.
So I want to do a game of Would You Rather before.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to warn you. I'm not a black and white person, so this
That's
might
perfect.
send
I
this-
want hardcore debate on all this stuff.
Ah, crap. Okay.
Okay. All right. So would you rather spend the night in a haunted asylum all by yourself, full of activity, which I'm sure it doesn't matter to you whether it's full of activity or not, you're going to get it, or be followed around for a week by a ghost that only whispers embarrassing things about you?
Well, so the asylum's just for a night?
Yeah, just for a night.
That one? That's fine, because I've had them whisper at me all the time. It's annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Like, can
You
you
don't wanna-
not talk to me right now?
Could you imagine them just whispering like embarrassing things in your ear all day long?
Your feet smell like patchouli.
Yeah. And the guy next to you smells it. You know, that's all you'd have all day when you're at the grocery store. It's like, oh no.
I was going to sleep one night and I had an earbud in, and I hear, it starts with an M. You won't like him. And I was like, and
Who
then
the hell's
know.
him?
I don't know.
Oh,
because
you,
I'm-
Mike. He started with an M. Was it just recently?
Who?
His name.
Your name's Mike?
Yeah, I'm Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This just happened like last night. You were
I
getting
don't like you.
warned.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it happened a few months ago, and I woke up the next day with an email from a Matthew. Needless to say, Matthew got the cold shoulder.
All right. So would you rather be cursed by a witch or haunted by a ghost that narrates your life like a documentary?
Narrated by a ghost all day long. Give it
So-
Morgan Freeman's voice.
Here's
Let's
my
go.
thought on that, because all I could imagine is I'm doing something and I'm in the middle of doing it something, and all I hear in Morgan Freeman's voice is, he's making a decision now that he'll learn to regret later. And it's like, what? What do you mean?
Listen, I don't want to be cursed by a witch. Okay, so I'll take the
Yeah, that's
narration.
true. That's true. Yeah. So would you rather summon something every time you sneeze or hear a ghost say bless you every time you sneeze?
Bless you.
Yeah,
For
that
sure.
I feel like that I don't really want to summon anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I've had to threaten my kids, don't you play with the Ouija. Even though I have one, I'm like, don't you touch the Ouija board, and especially in this house. Don't
So
play
are
with it.
you extra sensitive with your Ouija board too and everything?
I won't touch them.
No. Yeah.
Mm-mm. If I'm on an investigation and they whip out a Ouija board, there's an Ashley size hole in the wall. I'm gone. No. And I did talk to the owner of the Salem Witchboard Museum. His name is it just left me. John. His name's John Kosak, I believe, or John. I don't know. John. He's a wonderful man. He educated me a lot on Ouija boards, and he put my nerves at ease with them. However, it is a form of communication, just like the Estes, just like dowsing rods, just like tarot cards, just like anything else. However, it is a form of communication that I am not comfortable with. So I leave that to people who are comfortable. I am not one. I think it's cute. It's purple, but I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah. You ain't Well, we did have one on our cast for a day.
We did.
We actually didn't have the Ouija board out. We did a short where I had a Ouija board and I pulled it out and we started playing with it. And as you pan the camera out, it was Candyland was in the Ouija board box. So that's what we were playing. So that's about as close as we're going to get to a Ouija board.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's for kids. Let's market it for kids. What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
Yeah.
It's great.
So would you rather be alone in the woods and hear someone mimic your voice, or be home alone and hear somebody mimic your voice?
Okay, so I've lived that one. I will be alone at home all day long. They talk to me all day long. I'll hear Ashley.
In your voice? Oh, man.
Damn.
Mhm.
Have you ever dealt with a mimic before?
If I did, I wouldn't admit it. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard my name called several times in my own houses, and this has not just been my haunted house. This has been for years and years, probably the past 20 years. I've heard my name, multiple name, being called in my own voice, and my dogs have heard it. They have gotten up and ran and looked to see who was in the house. So I knew it wasn't just me. With my dogs hearing it like that, it's like, but no, this girl, I live too close to the Appalachian Mountains. I'm not going in the woods. Nobody's going to whistle at me. I ain't whistling back. And if anybody calls my name, no, they didn't.
Did you ever hear anybody call your name in your husband's voice or like one of your kids' voices?
I hear mommy. Yeah. Mommy. And I'm like, and I know she's not awake because I know my child. And I was working out one morning in my haunted house, and it was at the top of the stairs. I hear, Mommy. And I was like, and I look up and there's nobody there. And so I just shut the door. I was like, nope, not today.
Don't like that.
I didn't either. Especially when it's that, Mommy.
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
I'll take the growl. All right, so here's the last one I have. Would you rather get possessed once a day for a year for life, or have a poltergeist mess with your home for a week, but only for a 10-year stretch?
Like, literally have had that. I will take that instead of,
Would
hell, I'm a woman. I get possessed every day anyway. It's called hormones. What are you talking about? I already deal with that.
You're taking a yearly possession?
No, I'm not going to take that. I already live with
Oh,
that.
okay,
Though.
all right. I
Like,
thought that's what you were signing
day.
up for.
No, once a day, all of a sudden I'm hit with so much rage. I don't know what it's called, and I'm just like, rawr. But no, like, I will take the week-long poltergeist because I've lived it. I can live through that. Like, I just cuss them out and give them a bedroom.
Yeah. I
That's what I did.
wonder if you added up all your once a days, if it equals a full day, if that would just count or not. Probably
I
not.
don't know. It's your game. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's my game.
His
and
game.
Let me read the rules here. No, it doesn't. So moving on. So before we go, I have a couple events that you're going to be at. 2 events you're going to be at this summer.
Mhm.
On June 6th, you're going to be at the Arkansas Cryptid Fest.
Why
with-
are there balloons
Dude, there's
going up
balloons.
on the screen?
Dude, because that is worth celebrating.
Listen, we have no idea. This stuff just happens. Sometimes we have fireworks. Who knows?
Yeah, it keeps it interesting. It keeps it spunky on our end,
Use Riverside forever. I've never had balloons.
We had when we did an interview with JD and Parachum, halfway through it kept throwing up thumbs up, and JD's like, "Are we sure we're not live?
Yeah.
Are we live anywhere?"
Yeah, he kept freaking out.
It's like, we've got to check if we're live. It's like, no, we're telling you, it just happens all the
Yeah.
time.
We're used to it.
We went to end one of our casts the one night, and it's like, have a good day, and we hit it, and fireworks just went off. It's like, perfect. This is like a perfect send off.
Okay. I like it. Can't do it again, but I like it.
Exactly. So June 6th, Arkansas Cryptid Fest. You're going to be a vendor there.
I will.
You're going to have some swag.
Maybe, yeah. If
Maybe.
my girl will ever get back to me with my quote. Yes.
Yeah,
If not, it's just going to be me waving at people. Hey.
that's cool. You
No.
got you have a sign, right?
Not if
sign
she
with
doesn't
your
get
name?
back to me. No.
Well,
I'll draw one. It's fine.
yeah. If it's not ready in time, you let us know, and we will make our best sign and have it sent down there for you.
Yay.
You're okay with
Poster board and glitter.
crayon.
Yes. I see crayon, glitter, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll bust out the glue for you.
Yeah.
Yay.
We will.
Are y'all going to be there?
No,
Ah.
it's
We'll be in Ohio though. You should get there.
Oh,
should get
I
there.
keep hearing that. John and JD and Parajum there. Oh, you come to October. No.
perfect. Yeah. So we'll see you in October,
Yeah.
and then July 25th and 26th at the Coastal Haunts Paracon. You'll be hosting.
Yes, and a vendor, but yes, I'm co-hosting with Jocelyn, the creepy doll mom.
Man, I got to get with
Yeah,
some of these dolls.
We got. She does like she's guest and stuff on podcasts. No.
Mhm. Mm.
Okay.
For
All
me, yes.
Yeah, not just two bearded weirdos like us.
Probably not, unless
Yeah,
they're like,
that's-
"Hey, you need to do this," which I don't
Yeah.
know if I'm be like, they just
What-
give random thumbs up, random balloons,
Yeah,
random
it's
fireworks,
crazy. You'll have so much fun.
and there's a
They're
buzzing
super
in your ear the whole
sarcastic.
time.
Yeah.
We'll get that fixed. Don't worry.
She has done interviews before, but at this time, she is taking a step back because she's working on her TV show, or not TV show. Her she has some docuseries coming out, but she also has Confessions of a Haunted Doll Mom on YouTube, so she's working on that.
Awesome.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah. So, any other events besides those two?
I might be at one in Kansas. I have no clue what it's called. Don't know the date. So yeah, good luck.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! in
Just start
August.
driving around Kansas every day until you find it.
It's on a Saturday. I don't know. I
Oh,
might be
perfect.
there.
That narrows
Probably
it down.
not. If you see me, no, you didn't.
And then you can find her at the Bigfoot Jamboree in Ada, Ohio on October 1st. So,
People gonna be asking where
it's going to be awesome. We're going to promote the heck out of it. It's going to be great.
do it. Nah, maybe JD will get me a room. Maybe I will show up. He'll be like,
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got
come on.
plenty.
Yeah.
He's room rich right now.
I swear it's because he has all these points from traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. So that's all we have. You have anything else you want to hit us with before we get out of here?
Nope. Y'all can come find me. I'm everywhere. I'm on TikTok. I hate TikTok, but I'm there. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You can email me, ghostgossip247@gmail.com. And yep, I'm on YouTube. I have a video form podcast on YouTube, so you can watch this train wreck in person, or you can just listen to it. Either one.
It's great
Okay.
either way.
Yeah.
She's going through menopause or something. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Perimenopause is the beginning of menopause.
No, we don't actually want to know. This is a rhetorical question.
You asked, I answered. It is,
Yes!
it's like going in reverse. It's like I'm going back into puberty. It sucks. My
kinda
hormones are
sounds
dying, guys.
That
Oh.
sounds kind of awesome.
Going back into puberty. Okay.
It's like reversing. Yeah, what I'm losing. So imagine it's not a good thing. Good Lord. Good luck for y'all in like 10 years. Golly. Because what? Your wives are like 30-ish?
30.
Mid 30s.
Yeah.
Oh, you got less time than that. Have fun. Good luck.
All right, I'm Mike and I'm out of here.
I'm Corey. I'm out.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. See ya.
Am I supposed to like get up and walk away?
We have to. Yeah, we don't have a choice.
Everybody stand up and run. Run. Am I even stop recording?
I don't know what you did.
They join the quest with Kraken Cans.